So let's count down the top 10 news stories here in 2011 as we look back on a terrible year. The number 10 story, according to Yahoo, was the Occupy Wall Street movement.
Number 10?
Yep.
I think that should be a little bit higher than number 10, but okay. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Let me just jump ahead. I'm looking here at this.
No jumping ahead. We're going to go here down the line.
Okay.
There are other topics in this top 10 list that may not have been quite as important as the Occupy Wall Street.
I think Occupy Wall Street, I don't support it. I don't care about Occupy Wall Street, but as far as a news story in 2011, the fact that it's been going on now for 3 months, how long has it been?
It's been a while.
3 to 4 months, that shit should have been...
You think the Arab
top 5
would be
top 5?
Yeah. So 10 was Occupy Wall Street. Number 9 was the death of Muammar Gaddafi, the whole situation in Libya.
Okay.
Number 8.
I think the raping of Libya should have been the headline instead of the death of Gaddafi, but we can go with the death of Gaddafi on that.
This definitely is not Russia Today reporting this. This is Yahoo News. Number 8 was the Arab Spring. Number 7 was the death of Amy Winehouse.
Which shouldn't even be on the list. That's what I was going to take umbrage with there.
Yeah. It's a terrible list whenever the death of Amy Winehouse outweighs Occupy Wall Street, the Arab Spring, and the death of Muammar Gaddafi.
Who did the death of Amy Winehouse affect anybody?
It affected all those people who loved her music.
That's why I asked the question. Did it affect anybody?
That's a good question, Jay.
Are there any Amy Winehouse fans out there? I mean, I know there are some people who might claim to like 1 or 2 of her songs, but I mean, who the hell really cared anything about Amy Winehouse? We all knew she was going to do this to herself.
Especially whenever the death of Steve Jobs is not listed in this top 10.
Are you serious?
Yep.
All right, so on our version of this, we're replacing, as number 7, we're replacing Amy Winehouse
with Steve Jobs.
With the death of Steve Jobs,
the innovator of the internet.
I don't even care about that death, but it's certainly...
Steve Jobs invented the letter I.
Yes.
Yep.
But it's certainly, the inventor of the lowercase I is much more important than Amy Winehouse.
So we have someone here really going off in the chat room.
Listen, I don't know what's going on. We got a history lesson going on here in the chat room.
I wonder what spurred this on. Was it our
it was our Christmas talk.
This is
like the history of Christmas is being presented to us live in our chat room.
Well, thank you, chatter. I appreciate the enthusiasm.
And I'll take you doubly serious with the
red text, yeah.
With the name Harry Potter. What do you call those? What do you call people's names in chat rooms?
Handle or
the handle Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Ooh, burn. I'm sorry. So what's number 6 story of 2011?
The Arizona shooting of Congresswoman Gabby Gifford.
Oh, it was 2011?
Yep, it was in January 2011. It started off the year with a bang.
Literally.
Yes.
All right, I can go with that. That was a big story and
thought to be dead for a few hours.
We certainly took full advantage of that Arizona tragedy when we interviewed the Sports Radio 1310, the ticket hosts. We all got them live on our camera, and
live reactions.
The first thing we asked them was what they thought about the Gabby Giffords
the tragedy in Arizona.
That's
more
correct.
Specifically.
Go back to...
Also, we had our Crossfire segment inspired by the Sarah Palin map.
Happy birthday, Bill.
Happy birthday, Bill.
She got shot on our number 1 fan, Bill's birthday. What an honor.
I'm sure Bill was thanking his lucky stars.
I could only wish for a congressperson to be shot on my birthday. But I wouldn't wish that. I'm just saying I could only wish that.
Only wish. Number 5 story this year was unemployment.
Okay, Yahoo. Are we serious?
Uh-huh.
Alright, Yahoo. Let's move on. I don't even want to address that.
In these times...
I don't even want to undress that.
The number 4 story was the death of your hero, Osama Bin Laden.
Looking down on us from heaven.
Yes.
With that heavenly beard, that heavenly mane of his.
What do they call heaven in Muslim, in Islam?
They call it jihad.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's in jihad with his 1,000 virgins. popping those cherries for the rest of his life, for the rest of his immortal being. The Royal Wedding was number 3. Then his top
The
year.
Royal Wedding was number 3 in 2011.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
A bigger story than Occupy Wall Street, the death of Muammar Gaddafi, the Arab Spring. Bigger story than the death of Osama Bin Laden was the Royal Wedding.
I would say that the
Does Bill keep on bringing the laughs?
Okay, I gotta stop reading Bill's comments. I would put the Osama Bin Laden death a little bit higher if I really believe that Osama Bin Laden died this year, as opposed to several years ago to a kidney disease. But because of that controversy, I would put him somewhere muddled in there in the top 10.
You know, Kate Middleton still hasn't given birth to any child, any heirs of the throne. So, do you think she may suffer the same fate as Princess Diana this year in 2012?
Not unless she starts messing around with somebody from Egypt.
Right.
When she starts threatening to convert to
Islam?
To the Nation of Islam, then I think her life is intact.
As long as she doesn't wear the black bow ties and become very militant.
For now, while she's very anorexic, just puking up her dinner and rail thin, I'm sure she's her spot in the royal family is just fine.
Do you think they haven't had any kids yet because Harry can't complete the job? You think that may be the reason? You think Harry may be shooting some blanks?
I don't understand.
He appears to have low testosterone with his thinning hair, so maybe he just isn't able to conceive a child. Nothing wrong there.
Do you think they're trying? I haven't even thought about this.
That's the goal, That's the goal of getting married is to have an heir to the throne.
Let's see. How long did that happen after I got married in April? I impregnated my wife my son was born in March, so somewhere in June. So I got married in April, impregnated my wife in June. I think that's pretty masculine.
So within 3 months, and it's been what, about 3 or 4? It's been almost a year now since he got married, right?
No, we've been married a year and a half.
Has he?
Mm-hmm. Oh, so, I'm sorry. Yeah. I thought we were still talking about me. It's all about me as far as I'm concerned on this show.
You're not the number 3 story of the year, according to Yahoo News.
Okay.
So the number 2 story of the year, tragedy in Japan, the earthquake and the tsunami that wiped out most of the island.
I think that's just so last year. I don't even care about that this year.
You're over it?
I think more importantly than the earthquake and the tsunami was the meltdown of their nuclear plants. I think that was the biggest story. Yeah,
they didn't mention the Fukushima meltdown here. So maybe they're trying to cover up that it ever happened.
More government cover-ups, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you while I'm high on hydrocodone.
And the number 1 story of the year, the story that had all of America talking, the Casey Anthony trial was the number 1 story of the year.
Was it really?
Yep.
How much attention did you pay to that this year?
I think I may have watched a Dateline special about it.
I'll be honest with you. Listen, what are we? We are up on everything.
Yep.
We know everything about everything that there's ever been anything to know about in this world.
True.
I didn't pay attention to fucking Casey Anthony until about 2 weeks after her trial ended, when I finally decided to figure out what the hell was going on because everybody kept talking about her, and I still don't know what the fuck the Casey Anthony trial. Something to do with her killing her kid, right? Right.
She killed her kid, and then
How could that possibly be the number 1 story? I don't care 1 ounce of anything about Casey Anthony.
Okay, so let's not get any more press than it's already gotten, let's not give into the hype,
What would you say the number 1 story of 2011 is?
I think the start of Mind Control was the biggest story of the year.
I think our interview with the Alex Jones outside of the Dallas Federal Reserve Building is probably being overlooked as the number 1 story, not only of all time, but of the year 2011 for sure.
Yes, I agree with you.
Well, Eddie getting laid would be in the top 10 if it had happened in 2011.
Yeah, it didn't happen in 2011. Sorry.
Unfortunately, we can't even put that in 2011, 2010.
I think I may have gotten some ass in 2010.
Okay, maybe.
Can't remember though. For my own reputation, I'll say that I did get some ass in 2010 for sure. Confirmed here on Mind Control.
But that's what New Year's resolutions are always about.